The Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series is the featured attraction at the annual Western Farm Show in Kansas City, and a great crowd is on hand to see the best drivers in the sport battle it out inside Kemper Arena.
In the heart of the Midwest, there's a band of modern-day marauders. Mounted atop their beasts, they line up to throw down. They are outlaws.
Welcome to the Western Farm Show Championship Pull, featuring the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association. Hello everyone, I'm Claude Wood along with Dave Bennett and Rick Carlson. Dave, give us a little pulling 101.
I'll tell you what, you pull a heavyweight sled down the track, gets heavy as you go down the track, whoever pulls it the farthest is the winner.
Okay, Dave, let's get started. Our first puller in light limited pro stock is Grainy Gosselaar, and he drives a John Deere 4010.
Man out of Ute, Iowa, fertilizer salesman is his regular business, but in 2014 he got number 2 in the points and missed the championship by 1 point. He's here for revenge, and he's putting the mark on the track. He says, boys, catch me if you can. 2:06 and 71. Nice little pass for him. Watch that right hand. The right hand goes forward, the left foot comes out as the clutch and hands got to work coincide to get that big diesel engine up to the needed RPM. Hear that motor working. Taking it down to the big end and a nice pull, Grainy Gosselaar.
Well, that's what it looks like from the cockpit. Now, Dave, what's the big hose for?
The big suction hose hooked to a great big fan outside the building, drawing the smoke outside so the crowd can enjoy some fantastic pulling. Let's hear what Brady's got to say.
Brady, everything seemed to work out well that time.
I tell you what, for the first time being indoors, I think I did pretty good, but there's a lot of good tractors behind me, and we're going to see how that holds up.
This is Clint Medding.
Light limited pro stock, spin and grin. Let's go to the other end. Front end up in the air. Wheels are in right there. Over 206 feet.
In fact, that pull leaves Clint Medding just a half of a foot shy of taking the lead. Travis Steen coming up next on Big Red. This is an International 1466.
Well, Travis is a 4-time Great Plains tractor pulling champion, and this man definitely knows what he's doing. Running the clutch a little bit off the line. Front end's up in the air. Got second this event last year, and let's go sand plowing. That's what you like. You gotta love it when you go sand plowing. Wow, 214 feet. You gotta love it.
A great view as we go on board. Now, Dave, they say drive it out the end. Boy, he does.
And he had to be careful of that right-hand side right there. You notice that tractor pulled to the right. A great job of driving. Great job of driving.
Travis, I don't know if good pull describes it enough. I mean, you got more sand there than they do at most Margaritaville cafes.
That was a fun run. We tried for the sand pile. I guess we got there.
Well, you did, and they're still cleaning it off the front. Was there any more you could have done there?
No, I think we nailed it. It was a pretty good pull. We're down happy with that one.
Well, the officials have just told us that anything past 214 feet, that will be the mark. Anything after that, you go to the pull-off. Here is Tab Sidney's.
And out of Albany, Missouri, fresh off a win in Gordyville, Illinois. He's been practicing in February, ready for the show in Kansas City. And he drove it over to the left side. He didn't plow it into the sand like he wanted to. He's going to come down with a distance of 2:08 and 88.
He spotted the sled. It looks like Dave right in the center. So is this the track pulling him over and maybe he missed the balance?
Yeah, he had to fight it a little bit. It went to the right, went to the left. Not what he wanted.
It looked like you had a lot of wheel speed. As it says, you were getting there in a hurry.
Yeah, way too much wheel speed. The front end come up and I couldn't keep her down.
Tim Dunclow has been pulling since he was 13 years old. Dave, that is a lot of experience.
Lots of experience for a fact. Dairy farmer, grain farmer, tractor puller. Looking at the sand. Staying in that center pretty good, but we're getting over to that right side and he's close to that stripe, but he's going to move it in there at 2:01.66. On the replay now, you're going to see he takes off, and notice his front tires turned him over to the right there, and that's where the sled took him. I don't think that hose is affecting where that sled goes. It's where the drivers are going.
Tim, it looked good, but as it got down there, it looked like the weight really got to you quickly.
Yeah, and I had to hit the brake hard.
Oh, okay.
Going out of bounds. So.
We've had a lot of people that have been going to the right all night long, and that was it.
Well, I thought I had a good hook, but it wasn't long enough, far enough.
Close, but not enough.
No, that's the way it is in Poland.
Our next puller in the Outlaws Light Limited Pro Stock class will be Denny Grody and the Crazy Eight. And that's coming up when we return to Kansas City.
The Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is brought to you by Bauer Built. Our strength is in our people and the customers we serve. Will Cross Seed. Good product, good prices, good service. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. And by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
It's called the Ironman Sled. This box is full of weights. As the tractor pulls it down the course, this follows. The weight box slides and slides and slides and slides until it stops right here. All the weight, putting that on the ground, stops the truck or tractor right where it's supposed to be. That's what the sled does. They adjust it for each and every category.
Here comes the Crazy Eight.
Mr. Denny Grody. This guy is off of a high. He is the Lightning Bolt winner at Wisner. That's the overall points champion in Wisner, Nebraska of last year. Wanting to carry it right on through into Kansas City. International getting up in the sand, touching the sand. His son pulls a little bit later, but how far did he go? 209.75. Pretty nice pull. Take a look at it. A head-on shot right here.
Looks like he bounces up and down a whole lot there, Dave.
He got pretty high right there. He unloaded the tires when he went that high, and that's not what he wanted to do, but let's see what he has to say with Rick Carlson.
Well, Denny, it looks like you had the front tires just dancing all the way down the course.
Yeah, this was our first indoor pull, and I didn't quite know what to expect, and we'll learn more the next time.
Well, end up in second spot, not a bad place to be.
No, that ain't bad. I'm happy with that so far.
Kelvin Teal, relatively a new puller, but he has been the Rookie of the Year, so Davey's off to a great start.
Yeah, the Twin States Association, he was actually the runner-up in Twin States pulling as well as Rookie of the Year, so he's here to play a serious game with them. Right in amongst them. Just run out of ponies. Come up a pony short, 192.28. Now we'll notice on the replay right here, he didn't have to worry about that right side as he was aiming for the left side, but that motor, he could have stood a lower gear or more ponies, one or the other. Not what he wanted to do.
Well, so far only one tractor in the pull-off, and the mark to be 214 feet. We'll see if John Narragon has anything to say about that.
Man out of Del Rapids, South Dakota, he can be a player for a fact. His John Deere 4455 has been in the top numbers. He was third here last year. He is looking for 214 feet. Great ground speed, but just run out of punch right at the very end. Farther away than he wanted to be. 203 and 49 is his distance. Take a look at it right here. You notice he's going to the right. Never did really get to be a concern, but just run out of punch right where he didn't want to.
John Narragon, probably the favorite tractor name that I have in the whole place. But you had problems on the first one, then it finally hooked and looked good.
Yeah, it was all right. I had to do a little bit better than that, but it's not hanging in there the way I wanted it to, so. It wasn't a bad run. I got a little gear happy, I think, so. But that's the way it goes here, so.
Mike Eccles getting ready to go. A lot of pressure on Mike. He has performed very well here in the past. More from Rick Carlson.
It's red on the top, says Turbo, and it's all in. Mike Eccles, defending event champion. Everything ready to go ahead and defend that win?
Boy, I hope so. But there's a lot of good, tough running tractors here tonight, so Yeah, we'll give it our best shot.
How do you guess where your setup is?
There's a lot of luck involved in that. Yeah, you kind of go off last year. I think the track's going to be a little better this year, a little tighter. That means it's going to pull a little harder. So, we probably will drop a gear over last year.
Well, Dave, we've said the words. All we need to do now is just watch and see if Mike can do it.
He can do it. He can do it. He's got the experience. He's got the tractor. Good RPM. High up in the air. Oh, goodness gracious. Where's he going? Could not hold it in bounds. If anybody wants to know what out of bounds looks like, when the tractor crosses the white line. In official rules, the sled can cross the white line, but not the pulling tractor himself. Front end's up in there. He's trying to steer it with the brakes. The sled caught him in the wrong place, and the cameraman got a close-up shot right there.
Mike, it started a little rough, then out of bounds. Now we're over here, and you got water running out. That was just nothing that you wanted went right.
No, pretty much not, no. It's just a water injection line. It's loose. My left brake apparently is not working very well, so it's one of them deals, so a lot of fun, though.
Up next will be Brad Campbell out of Ravenna, Nebraska by trade, rancher, farmer, and a trucker. Well, we'll see how tractor pulling comes into that.
Yeah, the white snake. Center of the track, don't try to stay left. He's done seen where everybody's had trouble. Pulled with the Nebraska Association, got close over there at the side. Goes 2:02.49. He was tapping the brakes as well. You try to pick up on it on this replay right here. You might watch his right foot. See his right foot, he's already starting on the brake. And that foot is pumping the brake. He knows he's in trouble, pulled that motor down. That's not going to do you no good. You can't go forward when you're standing on the brake.
And another puller that cannot hit the 214-foot mark to make it to the pull-off. Here is Trent Wires.
Now this tractor ran out of bounds last year, but this is a brother team. Now Trent's driving this year. Justin drove it last year. Tractor went out of bounds. He would have placed up in the big money. I think he'd have got second last year. They're not taking that chance this year. You don't see a white stripe on the side. He stayed in the center, smelling of the sand. Oh, yeah. That looks like it's going to put him up around fourth place at 2:07.18.
On the replay, Dave walked me through this. Immediately, he throttles down, right?
You got to go full throttle. You got to work that clutch, get that precision turbo to whining. And he wasn't taking a chance on that out of bounds. Nice run. Trent done a good job. Let's see what he has to say.
Trent, it looked good. It looked like you lined up far enough to try and stay away from the sideline, but it just didn't work all the way to the end.
Yeah, track on that right side isn't as good. Early on, we thought maybe go right, but we were trying to go left, but it just hooked me right, so I just went with it.
The Light Limited Pro Stock leaderboard tells the whole story. Travis Steen, 214 feet, some other good numbers, but not close enough to make it. When we come back to Kemper Arena in Kansas City, we'll see this guy, David Jones, and a lot of other pullers aiming at 214 feet. Welcome back to Kemper Arena, Kansas City, and the Western Farm Show Championship Pull. Claude Wood along with Dave Bennett and Rick Carlson, and this is David Jones.
Light Limited Pro at its best, man, out of Sturgisville, Missouri. Brand new tractor for this year. He's already tracked out once in Gordyville. Looking for any problems that might have been in the tractor, but I don't think he found any, and he's got to like what he's feeling right now, outside of the fact it died just a little too quick on him. Gear selection, what it might be, 192 even, 192 feet even. Let's take a look at the driver. Right hand all the way forward on that throttle. Sees that sand pile coming. Now he's realizing he run out of ponies, so looking for better days to come.
Another puller not reaching 214 feet. That's what's needed to make the pull-off. Matt Vogelsmeyer up next, driving an Alice Chalmers D21. Dave, this tractor's only 2 years old, so does he have all of the problems ironed out?
He's always looking for more horsepower. You don't see many Alice Chalmers. They used to be the strongest ones on the track, and they're making their way back. He was looking for more horses right there. Pumpkin Express goes 192.35. Still falling a little short. Get a good look right down the hood. Kind of see him looking forward, concentrating on the end of the track. He'd like had more distance. Let's see what he says with Rick Carlson.
Matt, the orange tractor started off well, but then front end went way up.
Yeah, it ends up doing that. We didn't have quite enough weight on the front end, so we'll get it better next time.
Here is last year's points champion. This is Brandon Clarke.
The John Deere shooting at the big numbers. Got a long ways to go. Nobody's been able to get there. Oh, you heard that motor get down and dig in. That motor got down and dug in, got so close to it. 212 and 45, but look at this pull. Front end dancing just a little bit. Might have got a little high, but it settled right back in. Motor dug in, and he goes number 2.
Brandon, you can't find much wrong with 212 feet.
Nope, not really, not at all tonight. It was a heck of a pass. Took a little bit of driving. The track wanted to take you one way, then back the other, and had to ride the brakes a little bit, but nope, can't complain much about it at all. It was a heck of a pass.
Our next puller is Alan Shillem. He drives a John Deere 4240, and he is looking to beat that 214-foot mark.
That magic number, they got close to it a while ago. Here's another guy, got the ground speed, and he drove to the left-hand side, and he drove it into the sand. What a deal. We got 214 now. Yes, we do. 215.03. And let's take a ride with the driver who's got to be happy. Determination. Flagman getting out of the way. Here I come. Look out, Travis Stein, Big Red. We got a pull-off.
So in the pull-off, we've got South Dakota versus South Dakota and a John Deere versus an International. Look at the end of this pull. Wow.
That was an all-out good pull.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I didn't really expect that I was going to get that far, but it worked out.
No, you're supposed to tell me that's just how you planned it.
Okay, that's how I planned it.
Part of a father and son team. This is Tim Grody. His dad pulled earlier, so we'll see if Fear the Fawn can go past 214 feet.
If he's going to get the big money, he needs to. Dad's told him all that he needs to know of experience, working the John Deere, and he gets up in the sand. But is he going to make the pull-off? No, 211.84, not there.
Looking at the light limited pro stock preliminary results, Alan Shillem and Travis Steen, they will go to the pull-off. A great, exciting day of pulling in Kansas City. And Dave, I think this one had it all.
The big boys with the big toys put it all on the track, whether it was John Deere, International, or Alice Chalmers. You couldn't find better pulling what we had in that class right there.
Oh, look out. We'll crown the champion when we come back.
The Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is brought to you by Sapp Brothers. Visit one of our 16 full-service truck stops today. Agency 212, Marketing, Communications, Public Relations. Extreme Performance, a cut above the rest. And by Stage 8, the world's best locking fastener.
Welcome back to Kansas City, the Western Farm Show Championship Pull. Earlier today, Rick Carlson caught up with a very special guest.
As we're strolling the side of the pulling course, here's Ken Dean, manager of the Western Farm Show. Ken, that's a nice show you're getting put on for us.
Tell you what, a good crowd today at the Western Farm Show right next door. We're very pleased with the outcome here tonight. It's a great event here to tie into our Western Farm Show, and we're very pleased to be associated with Outlaw Truck and Tractor, and we're looking forward to having this on NBC as well.
Well, we look forward. This is a great time for many of us to get away from home, and that's our first event of the season. Now, these fans are coming out. Weather hasn't been a winner this year, awful cold, a little bit of snow here and there, but they're spending time at the farm show, so many things to see and do there, and then coming over here to spend their evening.
You know, the farmers and ranchers are pretty tough people. A little weather can be an issue sometimes, but they deal with that every day on a regular basis in their business back at the farm and ranch. So they're used to this kind of weather, and I think it's not going to keep them out. They're going to come here and be part of our events.
And it's pull-off time. Time for Big Red and Travis Steen.
Bragging rights is on the line. This is international power going up against John Deere power. Winner is bragging all year long. Who's it going to be? Big Red looking for sand again. Spins it in. Will get his distance. 206.06 will be the distance he'll live with. Look at there, Claude. Tried to stay center of the track and got high. That's liable to hurt him big time getting that high.
And he did lose some distance there. Keep in mind, they did put more weight on the sled for this pull-off. And that will bring up Alan Shellum on Constant Chaos.
The John Deere boys are waving their flags. All hopes is riding on Constant Chaos. He's shooting for 206.06 if he's going to take the win. Who is it going to be? We know it's going to go to South Dakota. Run out of ponies. Not going to happen. 193.59. There's going to be celebration. There it is, celebration in the red camp. Happy boys.
Travis, you got it.
We got it, I guess. We got lucky. That was a good run by Al. Real good run.
Now, how happy are you with the 206?
Now I'm happy with 206.
Yeah, I would be too. Final results. Congrats go out to Travis Steen and Alan Shellum and the entire tractor pulling crowd that were on hand today. Wow, what a day of action and excitement.
Oh, you couldn't find it any better. We still got more to come. Future shows, we got a lot of action.
Well, we could not have drawn up anything better than this. Thanks for joining us today. For Rick Carlson and Dave Bennett, Claude Wood, so long from Kansas City, Missouri.